When you think of power in Munster Hunter, what comes to mind? Big swords, flash finishers, big guns? Nah. Let's think of a nice slab of bones, scales, and steel, made just for breaking monsters' head. That's the hammer in a nutshell. Its sole purpose is damage. Nothing but damage, and knocking out monsters. Although it may have lost its KO King crown in 4 Ultimate, it's still the weapon of choice if you just want to smash in some skulls. Introduced in Munster Hunter 1, the hammer gave hunters a nice short-range weapon that had charge attacks with dealing tons of knockout damage. It cannot cut any tails and doesn't sport any form of blocking attacks. But who really needs anything of that sort? Attacking tails and blocking attacks are only distractions from the main goal, monster slaying. Make sure those hammers are nice and sharp this time around as we spin, smash, and knock out the crowd as we crack open the history of the hammer. Starting in Munster Hunter 1, up to the newest release, Munster Hunter World. It's big, it's heavy, and it can be charged. What's not to like about the hammer? Sure, it has a short reach, but the ability to charge attacks gives the hammer more options when going into battle. Closing the gap to go to the skull, or just holding the charge for a little bit to ensure a knockout. Maybe even just going no charge and smashing away. The hammer has many different ways to reach the same goal. Also, let's not forget how surprisingly light the hammer is. For its size, the hunter barely loses any walking speed. Just make sure you have one mindset. You don't see the entire monster when you have the hammer equipped. The only thing on your radar is the head, and only the head. Moving the analog stick up 3 times does the main combo for the hammer. The first 2 inputs are slams downwards, ending the combo with a very powerful golf swing. It's also possible to start this combo with an unsheathed attack, but this would have a weaker start to the combo. Just be mindful that the golf swing and the unsheathed will fling any nearby hunters into the air. With the down input, the hunter will do a side swing with the hammer. It's a weak but quick attack that gives a handy shortcut into the next slam and golf swing. Pressing R1 will have the hammer get charged up in exchange for the hunter's stamina. Holding it for a short amount of time and letting go will do a forward moving slam. While moving, the hunter will still do an uppercut, but pressing R or up will have the hunter do a quick uppercut. Holding it for a bit longer than that will fully charge the hammer. While moving and not letting go, this would have the hunter start spinning around in circles. Doing nothing will just have the hunter spin out, leaving them prone to attacks. Moving the analog stick upwards after the 3rd rotation would do a golf swing. This move is truthfully not too great, as the super pound is a better option. This is performed by having a fully charged hammer and letting go of R1 with no movement. This move does 2 hits, with the second slam doing a good chunk of damage. Freedom Unite actually didn't give the hammer any new moves. Not even any motion values got changed. At the same time, the hammer is regarded to be within the top 3 strongest weapon types in the game, solely because it kept the high motion values from Munster Hunter 1. Although you might not be wielding a blade, more sharpness is always a nice thing to have on a Blade Master weapon. Hammer is all about that raw damage, so adding some extra damage numbers here and there on such high motion values is sure going to help in hunts. These 3 skills are more for quality of life, since without a shield, the hunter needs a way to deal with attacks and roars. Other optional skills like wind and tremor resistance are also optional for monsters that tend to rely on these attacks. A very niche armor skill for the hammer. This would lower the amount of time needed to fully charge the arm moves, so if you're planning on just relying on the super pound, then this would be a notable option. With the 3rd generation adding in monster exhaustion, the hammer naturally had a couple of its motion values lowered to compensate for this. Although, exhaust in general is very powerful in this generation, making monsters tired and open for attacks, and very frequently at that. Get ready to start counting the amount of knockouts per hunt. Other notable quality of life additions in 3rd generation was the ability to charge the hammer after a golf swing, the uppercut getting its own charge attack, now a medium charge attack as opposed to moving and then attacking for the uppercut, and being able to start the combo from an unsheathed. The hammer was just a much more fluid weapon from here on out. Now onto the motion controls. Alright, it's time for the best part of the video. Underwater. The hammer doesn't change. The golf swing leaves you open, and the super pound works like it does on land. Destroyer is an optional but helpful skill for those trying to ensure that every part of the monster, aside from the tail, is broken for those rare drops. The most common weak zone for many monsters is unironically the head, so if you're going to be slamming it in, might as well add a bit more damage towards it. Stamina Drain does extra exhaust damage to monsters on impact weapons, so it's perfect for weapons like hammer or hunting horn. Exhaust is a status element after all, so while this would tire some monsters out more frequently, they will slowly build a resistance towards it. Plus, on some monsters like Devil Joe or Diablos, who get angry very frequently, this wouldn't be too useful. KO King, while not the best of skills for the hammer, can be of moderate use for getting an extra knockout or two during a hunt, as it does 10% extra KO per hit. Challenger plus 2 is a good damage option. With attack up large and 15% affinity when a monster is enraged, this will only make a level playing field whenever a monster decides that it's had enough of being exhausted. Latent power is an inferior option, but it does have its uses if the hunt has been going on for a while. Having that stamina drain a lot slower can be useful for those that rely on super pounds. Besides the aerial attacks, the hammer still remains unchanged from the previous games. While jumping off a ledge, pressing X will do a slam on the hunter's descent. Holding R before jumping off and letting go will have the hunter do a powerful charge slam instead. These aerial slams are powerful, and the rest of the hammer's combos can be done afterwards. Once again, the hammer didn't get any motion value changes or any new moves in guild style. Striker style removes the spinning finisher as well as the golf swing in normal combos. It gets switched out for a third regular smash that does a lot of exhaust damage. However, it does get a pseudo focus while charging with the super pound, doing a bit more damage than in guild style. Aerial style has the level 3 charge become an empowered uppercut. While in aerial vault, pressing R will charge the hammer. X will do a regular aerial slam, and A will do a 2-hit combo if the first attack connects. Adept style gives the hammer a new form of charge, the strong charge. After an adept evade, pressing R will charge up the hunter, having the hunter glow blue. Level 1 does a regular forward slam, level 2 does a powerful uppercut, and level 3, without movement, does a stronger super pound. With movement, it does a quicker forward slam. The super pound is the stronger of the two options, but it takes a little longer to wind up the swing. These swings are also performed after doing aerial slams after an adept evade. In regular combos, the combo ends after a level 1 charge, and the level 2 uppercut is removed. Alchemy style removes the spinning attack after a level 3 charge. Besides that, alchemy style isn't too different from guild style, aside from the very handy alchemy barrel and 3 SP arts. Valor style, while not in Valor mode, loses out in the golf swing in level 3 charge. Tapping Y and pressing X will do a golf swing that charges up the Valor gauge greatly, and pressing A will do a side slap. While in Valor mode, pressing R will have the hunter glow blue. This new charge changes their attacks. After every R swing, pressing R again will charge up to a higher level, up to level 3. These attacks are very flashy and feel great to use, but doing a Valor step to get out of harm's way will reset the R values. This hunter art takes a while to charge up, but it'll do tons of damage on any monster that is knocked out or trapped. The first couple swings don't do that much damage, but the final slam does, so make sure that comes in contact with the monster's head. With the swing to raise their hammer, the hunter will get targeted for a select amount of time. Level 2 gives a 20% boost in defense, while level 3 gives attack up medium for the duration of the taunt. A perfect hunter art to do well in multiplayer or while trying to trap a monster. With Spinning Meteor being all about damage, Typhoon Trigger is all about exhaust and KO damage. After a certain point, the hunter will start glowing. Hitting X at these parts will do different levels of damage. Try to aim to press X when the hunter is orange for maximum KO. This hunter art also charges extremely fast. This new hunter art pretty much temporarily adds impact files after every charge attack. At level 3, this effect goes for 2 minutes and the amount of files are dependent on their current charge level. Perfect for any hunting style that relies on charging attacks. At this point in the series, the hammer finally received some extra additions, including new combos. First off, the side swing got changed to triangle plus analog movement, and now pressing circle does up to a 5 input combo called the Big Bang. With each circle press, the attack becomes more powerful, and on the 5th hit, will pretty much do a fully charged adept super pound. While this attack is satisfying to do, Once you start the combo, you need to be committed to it since you're left wide open during the combo. Plus, if you were to miss, the combo would just end right there. It is also possible to start the Big Bang combo from regular triangle inputs. While sliding, it is possible to start charging the hammer. Pressing triangle will do an overhead slam towards the ground. Pressing circle will do a power charge. However, letting go of R2 during sliding will launch the hunter forward. During this, the hunter will start rapidly spinning. This does a lot of damage and is really fun to do. This is also possible to do on climbable slopes while charging. Pressing circle while charging will have the hunter do a power charge. During this, the hammer will start glowing and it will go away once the hunter gets hit, or they sheath the weapon. Even teammates can hit you out of this state, longsword and dual blade users. The notable power-ups is the return swing after a short charge, the medium charge uppercut, and the super pound, which is pretty much taken from the Big Bang finisher but as a charge attack. The best part about the power charge is the fact that you get a super armor during attacks, so that will ensure that the pesky longsword and dual blade users won't get you stuck in a stun loop. With the clutch claw, attaching to a non-enraged monster and pressing triangle will do a 2-hit combo that tenderizes that part of the monster's body for an amount of time. It is also possible to fire the slinger with L2 during a charge. This will keep the charge and the shot will hopefully stagger the monster long enough for a super pound. After doing the level 2 attack and pressing L2, the hunter would do a claw attack and would lash themselves onto the monster. After doing a level 3 charge and pressing L2, however, will do a spinning attack towards the target. This is a really flashy move that adds in a bit more flash and a bit more damage to the combo. If you ever needed a part breaker to ensure you get those horns or rare drops, maybe even you just want to do the most damage, the hammer is your go-to weapon. Like the sword and shield, it was never meant to be a complex weapon. It's a nice introduction weapon and a very nice trainer for focusing weak spots. But at the same time, the hammer is a very complex weapon that takes time to master to its full potential. As long as you overlook the whole sharpening a blunt weapon, I'm sure everything will be a fun time, that is, until you need a tail. But great offense is a great defense, as they say, and that pretty much holds true for the hammer. Having the ability to stumble and knock out with ease, cracking skulls will be a breeze and straight to the point. A mean head. Until the next episode.
Hey guys, Josie here. I just want to thank everybody for watching this episode. I hope you enjoyed it. And secondly, I'd like to thank Wooly for narrating this episode. Hope he had a fun time narrating. Or so I've heard. He's had a lot of fun narrating this episode. Bloomberg, Solar, Wooly, all these people who have been narrating these episodes have been a huge help for making these episodes come out much faster. I say that even though I'm taking, 2 weeks for each episode now because I'm in college and everything. But, yeah, hopefully that was an enjoyable watch. The hammer actually was one of the few weapons that didn't really change a whole ton until World appeared. Surprisingly, I was kind of shocked to see how the hammer didn't really change. Even the sword and shield changed here and there in each game. But, yeah, if you enjoyed, like the video, comment saying that you liked the video, subscribe even, gotta get to the 1,000 subscribers so that I could, get that sweet ad revenue, and just share it. That's about it. Follow Wooly on his Twitch or YouTube or whatever he does still. He streams sometimes when his boss isn't like taking hold of him. But yeah, if you want more stuff from me personally, I stream pretty much every day unless it's noted in my Discord or Twitter. You can join the Discord while you're at it since I'm mentioning it. Follow my Twitter. I sometimes tweet some dumb stuff on there that might be entertaining, and if you got an extra $1 or $2, you could support me on Patreon. That's about it. So, yeah. See ya.